It's hard to ask for help. Actually, that's not true. It's hard for people like me to ask for help. Because most of my life, I've always been the helper, the videographer, the guy that shows up, the guy that's always asking questions, the one that's holding the camera, and the one that's asking people what's their story. And if I'm being real, for a long time, I wore that with a badge of honor. Don't worry about it. I got it. I'll figure it out. I don't need help.
All right, guys, I'm back at the mic. I wanted to give a special shout out to Justin, our boy, who's always showing up for every single person in our group. He's always here early before everybody, getting footage of everyone. And I just love the heart that he has for his work. So we just want to say that we really, really appreciate you, Justin, for everything that you do.
It's like, I didn't pay her to say that.
Along the way, I convinced myself that needing people was a weakness.
If you wanted to make yourself proud
Yep.
of your own story this month, it's like the start of the month, right? What would you do differently?
You know what I would do? I would find a story that I would want to tell.
Okay, so whose story do you want to tell?
I feel like it's not a who, it's a what.
Okay, great. What story do you want to tell?
I think the story I want to tell, like if I were to make a video, if I were to script and create a documentary, not a documentary, whatever, video, this month, it would have to be on being able to ask for help.
You know what you should do? Here, I got an idea for you. Co-creating now. You know any AA?
Yeah.
You have to, I don't know a lot about AA, but part of the steps, the hardest step typically is like you have to go make amends with other people that you have wronged.
Yeah.
It's like you're an alcoholic and you've like hurt people and you have to go and basically make amends. Whether they forgive you or not, like a lot of times it's not a happy ending. They don't even want to talk to you because you've screwed them up, but you have to go regardless of the result, right? So if you make a list of 7 people that you should be asking for help for, and then why, and then go ask for help.
I'm doing it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But not just like business, whatever, like life. Like who are the friends who didn't show up for you because you never told them to show up for you? That's the story. 7 people, talk about the person, why they mean something to you, why you've never reached out and asked for help, what's the help you need. Just tell them like I've never asked you for help. And I know I should have because and they're going to love you. I hope somebody says I hate you. That'd be great. Like all this love fest, you need a little bit of controversy in there, but maybe not. Make it happen. Dude, if you don't do it, I'm not.
No, if I don't do it, actually just stop talking to me.
If you don't do it, I'm so done with you,
just,
bro.
Just stop talking.
I need 3 years of therapy to get over this. I mean, I'm not done with you for life, but I'm like, I need a 3-year break from you and the trauma if you don't do this. I get my hopes up.
This is something.
This has to be it, dude.
Dude, my heart's
June.
racing. That's something I'm
Who are the
excited
7
for.
people? You have to say it right now.
There's Nina.
Mhm.
There's Brayden. There's
Okay.
Brian.
Okay.
There's Dante.
Mm-hmm.
There's Dan.
Dan. Mm-hmm.
Oh my gosh, who would the other 2
Bro,
be?
come on. Stop thinking so much. Feel it. Who do you need help from? You wish showed up for you more. Okay, 2 more. Let's go.
You know what? I think it would be my friend Rebecca.
Rebecca. Okay. And
Probably my buddy PJ.
PJ.
Yeah.
Done.
Asking for help isn't about getting help, but giving people permission to matter. I heard a quote recently, if you want a village, you need to be a villager. And I started thinking about that quote and asked myself, what does it actually mean to be a villager? It means showing up when people need you, but it also means allowing people to show up for you when you need it. Community isn't one way, friendships isn't one way, relationships aren't one way. Evan challenged me to reach out to 7 people who have had a massive impact on me. Some have known me for years, some have even helped me grow my business. Some have even helped me become the man that I am today. And here's how it went. So the first person I actually apologized to was Nina, who is my partner and the mother of my child. She has seen every single version of me. The ambitious one, the overwhelmed one, the confident one, even the scared one. And she's probably the one who asked me to ask for help the most. But if I'm being real, there are a lot of moments that I hid from her. She doesn't like being online and she doesn't like being recorded. So after the mastermind, I had apologized to her immediately. And I told her that I will be more vulnerable and open to her because she is my person and she should be someone that I shouldn't be scared to ask help from. I recognize that I'm not as vulnerable as I should be. And a lot of my videos, I mean, now it's getting better, but a lot of my older videos lacked emotion. I'm here telling everyone, oh, tell your story, tell your story. And I think a huge part of my story is I don't ask for help enough. And I feel like that is what slows my success down. And growth, for sure. And this video, this documentary, this whatever you want to call it, I chose 7 of my friends that I look up to that has helped me grow in so many ways. And I want to apologize for not reaching out in times where I needed help. And you're someone that I wish I could have talked to more. If I just reached out more, if I had just been open enough to being vulnerable and like asking for your help, how much further could I have been? And I genuinely want to let you know how much your friendship means to me and your mentorship means to me, and everything that I've accomplished is truly because of you. But I can't help but think, how much further could I have been if I leaned on you when I needed it? So first and foremost, I'm sorry for not letting you sit in the mud with me when I was sitting in the mud. And givers have such a hard time asking for help. And this video, I want to show people that, yes, it is scary, but it's so much easier to open up to your friends when you've seen someone else do it. Like, this is me wanting to show people that, like, I'm going to be so real. This is one of the hardest things I've ever had to do. I'm if you know me, like, if you were to explain to people how I appear and how I show up, what would you tell people?
Well, you're very outgoing, very confident. You're almost all the time basically the light of the room. And yeah, if I look at you and I perceive you from that point, I would automatically think that you're doing well. You're not going through anything. But man, I think a big part of that, and I appreciate you coming to me, and I really appreciate you opening up, because a big part of that, especially how it's a mental health month, a lot of us men have a really hard time like opening up, and I'm guilty of that too. My brother's guilty of that. I'm sure all our, like, everybody, even women, right? It's really hard to open up to people because you're making yourself vulnerable. So I really appreciate that, man, because now, like, it sort of opens the floodgate for me, because I'm the same way, where I'm like very closed off and like I can handle everything. You know what I mean? Like, I'm a man, I should be able to handle everything. But now you opening up opens the door for me to just then do this exact same thing and be more vulnerable and ask for help. Because, like, I'm a middle child, bro. Like, and I was raised by a single mom. I was alone most of the time because my brother is hanging out with somebody else, and my sister is like, she's the one that's being taken care of because she's the youngest. And then I'm left alone to like fend for myself. And I'm so used to like not asking for help. I'm married, and my wife, I never ask for her help. And it's sort of like, it can be a friction between our relationship, and that just doesn't apply to marriage. It applies to friendship. So yeah, I really appreciate you opening up, because now I'm like, it gives me a signal, or like, okay, I can open up as well, because, you know, it's tough.
And you'll see it in the documentary, but I'll explain it really quick. The reason why this video came to light is during High Rocks, Ottawa. That Thursday and like, the way I showed up, you saw the way I showed up for people. And like, the way I showed up for people, that's just who I am, without anyone needing to ask. And the reason why I just knew that they were going to be there for me, but I had the biggest fear that people weren't going to show up for me the way I showed up for them. So then I didn't even ask. And the Friday night after the escape room, me and Becca and John had dinner, and then we had the escape room. And when we all left, I was driving back to the Airbnb, and I was so sad. Like, I was like defeated. And it sucked because I called Nina, but she was busy with the kid. And I had then had the courage to call my buddy Braden. But at that moment, I was like, oh my God, like who else? There was no one else I felt like I had enough, not connection, to call and be like, hey, like I'm feeling this way. Like I would love to like talk with you about it. But it again, it just goes to show like I thought I was weak, and I always fear showing people my weak side. And I was telling the story to Evan, and he had said if I had just asked my friends, like anyone that was at High Rocks, to show up for me the way I showed up for them, I know they would have said yes. But it was my fear of being like, oh, like I just don't want to bother you. So it's all about asking, like, why are we so scared? I know I'm really bad at this. I'm really scared. I'm really bad at asking for help. I'm scared of asking people to show up for me. But when you guys do, it's so fulfilling. It is. So again, like I just wanted to say sorry, because we've known each other for 2 years now, and I'm gonna be so real. It's always you reaching out to me, and hardly do I ever reach out to you. So like I am sorry.
I can't blame you though. I can't blame you, because I'm pretty hard to get like a hold of. My phone is like always on D&D. It's just the way I am. But yeah, man, that's awesome that you're opening up. And I don't know how you feel about this. I don't mean this in a negative way. And I don't know if this is how you feel. But when you show up for people, I do feel like this sometimes. I'm guilty of this. When you show up for people, you sort of expect for other people to show up for you. And that sort of like builds a little bit of resentment. And you don't notice it unless you actually like step back and like, why am I resenting this person for? I shouldn't expect that because I'm doing it for them. I shouldn't expect them to do it for me if I don't ask. You know, like everybody has their own like life happening to them, right? You can't expect people to show up for you unless you ask. If you ask and they don't show up for you, then that's just not a good friend. You know what I mean? And like you mentioned like sitting in the mud. Yeah, man, that's, I don't know. Sitting in the mud, like it's sometimes it's easy as a Christian. It's easy to say that God is always with you, but it's different when you have. It's different when it's physical and like a person that you can relate with, because sometimes God is like, obviously he's like way above our understandings, and like I've wrestled with this as like my faith. Like you should always wrestle with your faith, right? You can pray, it makes a difference, but it also makes a difference when somebody is physically showing up for you. So yeah, I don't even feel like I have the right to say that I forgive you or anything like that. Because, like, it's your, you know what I mean? Like, I feel like this is a form of showing up for yourself. So you're showing up for yourself, even though you're saying sorry to me, I feel like deep down you're saying sorry to yourself. You know what I mean? So.
I do. And you know what's funny? I was thinking about who I want to apologize to and then ask. There's a lot of things I can learn from you, but I feel like one of the main things I would love to ask help of you from is my faith journey, is being able to like read scripture together, is to be able to like continue to show up Christ-like. I don't have a lot. I do have a few, but it's like you can never. I personally feel like you can't have enough brotherhood in your faith with God. You can't. Like the more people you talk to about it, the more people that can help you show up in the right way. The more you talk about Jesus and the more you talk about God, it's like there will be more of a positive impact in our lives. And I just feel like I don't talk to enough people about that. So one of the things I'll ask you is, what is one piece of advice you would give to me in regards to my faith journey?
One piece of advice, and I think a lot of the viewers are probably gonna, if they're Christian, I hope that, you know, you guys have an open mind and just start reading the Bible. Whether that brings you to Christ or not, so be it. But my advice to you is, man, it's not a linear progression. You're always gonna have times where your faith is being challenged and being tested. And there's always going to be times when you're asking for help and help doesn't come. But in that, don't be resentful to God, because there's a lesson in whatever is happening to you. And I want you to know that that's why myself, Bruce, everybody in our friend group is put in your life, is so that you can, if you need to, you can reach out, right? Like, or you can ask for help, or you can ask for an advice like you are doing now. And I think you're in a really, really good path where you're opening up and you're asking for help. So continue asking for help if you need it. It's not a testament to you being weak. It's a testament to you being strong, because being vulnerable is like the hardest thing. So yeah, that's my advice to you.
PJ, appreciate you, big guy. I recognize one thing. I need to learn to be more vulnerable. I'm someone that tries to suppress a lot of my feelings, and like, you know, like even Brayden has said this. When you look at someone like me, how would you describe me? Like a happy-go-lucky golden retriever type. Nothing ever phases me. One of my biggest issues is asking for help. And I say this to you all the time, how I admire how hardworking you are. When you set goals for yourself and you reach them, and even when you don't reach them, you come back better and stronger. For example, Toronto High Rocks. Yeah. How did you feel after you didn't hit that PR?
It was like, it was hard.
Yeah.
Like it was, I thought I had trained enough, and like honestly I was confident that I was gonna beat my time because I trained harder. And then just seeing that number, it was like, I was trying to put on such a like happy face, like, oh, I did so well, like, but it was heartbreaking. Like it was hard, and like I don't know what changed during my training and from like Toronto to Ottawa, but I don't know. I guess something did and just changed. I think you definitely I had to fail before like I succeeded into that. But yeah, it was hard. Like,
What did you do when you failed? Like what was the process like? Like who did you lean on to? Like how did you get through it?
not really anyone. Like it was more like internal, like, because anyone I told, they were all like, you know, my parents, they were like, oh, like, it's okay, you just still did amazing, like you finished it, like John, like he was so supportive just that I did it. But they never understand, like, yeah, doing it is one thing, but like I worked hard to train, and it's like when you worked so hard and like it didn't show, you know, you second guess yourself and you're like, what is this, what am I doing this? So I really like second guessed myself and I was like, should I do another one? Like, is this for me? So yeah, I didn't really like tell anyone too much that I was like, you know, down on myself about it, because I didn't want just the same comment like, oh, you did amazing, like it's okay, like you finished it, you should be proud of yourself for just doing it. Like I wanted yeah, you can do better, you know, like just tell it to me, like slap me in the face, just because then maybe if I heard that comment, like then I could even be that much better, you know? So.
That's what this video is about. Because just like you, first of all, my job is to apologize to 7 of my closest friends that I should be asking for more help, leaning on to. And I feel like someone, like we're close. And I also find it hard to ask you for help, ask you for advice. Someone that's a much better runner, someone that's a much better athlete. And if I want to set an example of how to be better, what do? You surround yourself with better people, but not just surround yourself with, like, first of all, this is where this video is. I'm sorry for not coming to you more for help. And I make the promise today that I will come to you if I find myself needing help, because that's something that I want to, that's a huge message that I want to spread, not to just everyone else but myself. It's like being more vulnerable, recognizing that I need help.
Yeah, And like I appreciate that because I think you're one of the only people really I like tell everything to, and like I can look for advice and like trust, and like I like can tell you anything, and like you tell me straight out like advice, or if I need to hear like the raw truth, like you'll tell me, right? But I often find like I yap so much, but like I want you to be able to do the same for me, like because like I might be like younger and not as wise, but like I want to try and help and give advice because like I think it's important that you have someone like that too. So
And I want to lean into your strengths. Like, it genuinely would, like, why is it taking me so long to ask you, hey, can you help me with a nutrition plan? Like, I complain all the time how shitty my nutrition is. My workouts are so inconsistent. You're a personal trainer. You're someone that lives and breathes wellness, nutrition, and fitness. And for someone like me to have you in my circle, in my community, how foolish is it of me to not? Isn't that just crazy? And like that, this mastermind made me recognize that. So again, I'm sorry.
that's admirable of you. Big word. That's the word of the day.
Sorry?
Admirable.
Admirable.
Sorry. Sorry is too. Yeah, but like I'm only here to like help, and like now that you have a membership, like nothing's stopping you from like coming to training together, like working on your nutrition, like just becoming that much better and to improve in like your physical aspects. But yeah, like I'm always here to help. I'm a yapper, I'm a listener. Like I'm glad that I could be a person that you listen to and trust, just like you are to me. But like I get it, like we all have like down moments and like hard on ourselves. Like I'm really hard on myself, and like this is the part where like I did share in the video the other day that like I have a very negative mindset, like, and I'm very like hard on myself and like struggle with a lot with anxiety. Like this morning when that one thing went wrong at the the place, and I was like I give up, like I can't do this anymore, like it's not meant for me. Like I just thought all the bad things, and it's just like this rush, like you're in a bubble almost. So it's hard, and like I struggle with that a lot, like very like negative mindset. But the only thing that helps is when I surround myself with people like you that like focus on their fitness and have good goals. Like you just got to surround yourself with the right people and focus on the right things, and I think that's why like fitness is a huge aspect. But it's also like when I have those thoughts and I come to you and tell you them, and I tell people and like get that help, then they're okay. But if I bubble it up, then it's just like that constant like back and forth with my mind. So
It's always good to get your thoughts out, always. And like for anyone listening, it is so nice to have people that genuinely care about you. When I was on the run with Bruce yesterday, I think I'm gonna share, it's actually so sappy, but just like how you suffer with anxiety, my biggest thing is being lonely. Like I've always, like my circle is pretty big now, but it never used to be like that. I never used to have like a big group of real friends, and now that I do, my biggest fear is losing them, and that's why I train so hard. It's like I don't want to fall behind and lose you guys, if that makes sense.
yeah, 100%.
But then I heard this one saying about a plum tree doesn't eat its own fruit. So let's say you're a plum tree, like your job is to give out fruit, like you are a valuable tree. And for you, for example, like you got to figure out what your fruit is. And for me, it's like you guys aren't, I don't know why you're my friend, but if I were to ask, like, why are you my friend, what would you say?
I think, I don't know, we have such a history of just growing together as people, like individually, but doing it together. Like just starting our fitness journey together, slowly evolving in our running, like going through ups and downs, going through long periods of time, like not talking, and then coming together, and then like doing fitness events, like seeing each other grow, like supporting each other. I think like it's having a friend like you. I look to you as like a mentor, like a person that can guide me and help me, and like I don't know, like you're just always like there for like supporting me and like telling me like I can do better, like you're not scared to tell me the truth. And I think that's just like you never like lie, and I think that's really important. Like you just support me no matter what, and I think that's huge. like whatever, like my beliefs, or like me, not that I don't like to drink or like smoke, and like surround myself with like only healthy like aspects, like, and you support that, and like you never question like me as a person. And I think that's really like, that's what a friend is like does. So that's why you're my friend. And we also suffer through workouts together. So
If I were to ask you, what would you want your fruit to be? Like if people were to see you as a tree and you were growing these fruits, like what would you want your fruit to be?
like an actual fruit?
No, like traits.
Banana. No.
Because monkey never cramp. Monkey eat banana.
I want people to see me that like I'm still like human. Like I feel like when like I post online like my fitness and my like journey and stuff, like that's all people see. And like when I do well in fitness, like in High Rocks or my marathon, and like people are so proud of me, and like they think like I'm doing okay, but like I just want people to also be like, when I'm not okay, I just want them to like, I don't know how to like word it, like I want them to be like, okay, she's still like human, like she's not just this like wall that just can go go go, like it's okay for her to like take a break, like be injured and rest, like you don't always have to, like she doesn't always have to be this like, I don't know, this just going person all the time.
Why is that?
I don't know, because I think like for me, like sometimes I feel like I always have to like do well in order to get rewarded, and like like always have this mask on in order to like be someone I'm not, in a way, like especially like competing for being like in my career, like you always have to, I wanted to be the best like female, like best like runner, like in fitness, like I wanted to like show off, make an impression. But also if I fail, like I didn't want that to be my whole identity, right? I wanted to still be human, that, oh, it's okay she failed, that's just gonna only make her better, instead of, oh, she failed, like she can't do it, right? And I think that's what I tell myself sometimes, but I just want other people to see that like I'm human, like I make mistakes, and like it's a whole process, yeah. So, and I'm also like, I don't want to be scared to show emotion, because I'm an emotional person, not because like I just like cry every time, but like I feel things, and I care a lot. I care about myself, I care about other people. So it's not that I'm just emotional, that like, yeah, for the sake of it. It's like I care when I put in effort into something, and when I don't get the exact results, like it's hard sometimes, but that's when I remind myself like it's okay to fail and not be your best all the time, because you're gonna have those moments, and then when you do succeed, it's just that much better. That's right. Yeah. It's my why, yeah.
Becca, thank you so much. Seriously.
Of course. I love talking, just yapping. I always, like, I go home after this and I always think, like, I have so much more to say. Like, you always think of stuff after, but yeah, I'll probably, like, think of so much more after this that I could have said right now, but,
And then you're gonna turn on your camera and
endless
say it.
videos to make, yeah. But, yeah. What do you want people to see about you?
I want people to recognize that their story matters. Genuinely. Like,
But what about, like,
for me?
yeah, like, what do you want people to view about you? Like, if I were to ask you the same question you asked me, how would you respond? Open up. Gotcha.
I want people to look at me and be like, he was courageous. And that's just because I used to always lack courage. Did I tell you that the last video? I don't know. But it is the one thing that, when I was younger, it's the only thing I ever prayed for. And I still find I'm not gonna lie, this was a hard video to make. Yeah. Like, being vulnerable, telling you that I need help. Like, that's, even in today's workout, like, I was pushing the pro weights, and I put a brave face on because it's hard to show people how you really feel.
But that's the thing, like, around me especially, like, you never need to do that. Like, if you're not feeling like 100% that day, you can't give it your all, that's okay. Like, I'm gonna tell you, you suck and you can do more, but like, it's in a encouraging way.
Do you know what's funny? Yesterday, during mine and Bruce's 38K,
Yep, 25.
At 20, I said to Bruce out loud, Bruce, I'm so glad Becca said she was busy. Because she would be fucking flaming me right now. and then we stopped. But no, you know what? That is what I need more of. Like the more, because it's funny. You'll see it in the podcast, but Evan said, I get too much, just like you, I get too much praise. I get too much, oh, you're doing great, oh, da da da. It's like, I need more tough love because I have so much ambition. I have so much more that I want to accomplish. And I'm still so young, and there's still so much more to do.
Right? I feel like sometimes we put too much pressure on ourselves to do everything like right now when you have a lifetime ahead of you to do so much more. And like, it's okay, like if we're ever on a run and like we can't do it, like that just makes us human. I honestly sometimes when we're on a run, like I just can't sometimes, you know? Like it's just hard. But like that's why it's important that we communicate and like you tell me how you're feeling so we can like be like, okay, maybe today's not the day, like next time we'll come back stronger. And like that 25K or well 38K, that wasn't a fail. That was you recognizing that you're human and that sometimes you need to go on those runs in order to go on the next one and it be better. So, yeah.
That's deep.
Word of wisdom, yeah. We should interview you.
Maybe next time. Buddy! I am making a documentary this month, and you're a part of it.
Oh shit.
Yeah, say hey to the documentary. Everyone, this is Dan.
Cheers, guys.
We haven't talked in a minute, eh?
It's been a while, bro.
Been a while.
Yeah.
You know that I went to Evan Carmichael's mastermind earlier this month.
Okay. Yep.
We had a damn near 3-hour podcast together. I say podcast, it was just a video like of us just yapping away. And one thing that I recognized is I'm not as vulnerable as I should be. I'm not someone that seeks for help, and when I'm in a time of need, I find it very hard to reach out. And he asked me who I wanted help from, and your name came up because I recognized, dude, we've been through so much together. And it's crazy because when I was thinking about the people in my life that I love and that I care about, who I want to continue like being there for, why is it so hard for me to be open and vulnerable, saying like, yo, I would love your help when I need it? So first and foremost, I want to say I'm sorry for not allowing you to be there for me when I know that you would. Because there's a lot of times where I'm like, oh my God, like I'm alone and like it's a choice. Like I choose to be alone and it's like, oh, who can I call? And most of the time, like you come to my mind and I just don't text you and I just don't call you, and I wish I could tell you why. So first, I'm sorry.
You're very well forgiven, brother. Definitely nothing to be sorry about, but I would love to hear more from you too.
Yeah, and it's funny when I find this so cute because you were, first of all, for people that don't know, Dan was one of my first friends to hold Zane, to see him come to this world. And then
first 15 hours.
But even outside of that, what I loved was even when we were like whatever, a couple weeks in, not even a couple weeks, probably a week in, you called and you asked for help with some offers for whatever gym owners and stuff like that. And it's tough. What I loved and appreciate about that is like, I'm so glad that you are so able to just ask for help. And that's something there's a lot I admire about you, man. Like, I actually don't shut up about you. But dude, for real, like I appreciate everything that we've been through, and my promise is that I will ask for help when I know I need it. One of the biggest things I would continuously want your help with is like finances, investments. Guys, we talk about it all the time, but I feel like all I do is I really don't take that next step. I got a Wealthsimple account, but that's what's the next step? Is yeah, it's a start, but it's like, yo, Dan, like I just haven't had
I don't know. It definitely is a me problem. Like I gotta be willing to be like, okay, Dan, like I actually need your help, type shit.
Yeah. Yeah, bro. I mean, it's time. It's time to get the money working for you. Take more holidays.
Yeah, and it's funny because Evan said, I shouldn't just ask people in my life for like business advice, but it's like the reason why we have such a big community, why we have the types of friends we have is we lean into people's strengths. Like trust me, I'm not scared to come to you when it comes to like wanting to work out or come out for shoots or business stuff. But when it comes to like real life stuff and real growth, like like you have a real special talent, or I mean, it's just a natural skill that you were able to obtain. It's like I should be able to get a little bit of Dan in my life in that aspect.
100%.
'Cause
When it comes to saving for you, is that what you mean, or when it comes to?
Dude, financial literacy. Financial literacy.
Yeah.
Because it's a blessing that you had someone teaching you growing up, and it's just unfortunate that I don't. But I tell people all the time, it's not like it no longer becomes an excuse when someone like you comes into my life. You know, like I may not have had a dad growing up to teach me that stuff, but you did. And
Yeah.
now you're more than capable of helping me. I just need to ask.
Yeah. Just need to start saving some money away for a rainy day and then figure out where to put it.
There we go. But yeah, it's funny. I don't know why you were the last person. I did 7 people, and you were the last person I'm apologizing to. When in the grand scheme of things, you should have been the first.
Yeah. Well, that's awesome.
The whole documentary is just focused on what it means to ask for help. Like, there's a lot of, especially this month being like Men's Mental Health Month. The people that I were talking to, most of them men, dude, it's hard to ask for help.
Yeah.
Yeah, and once you master the art of being able to ask for help, you will find yourself being able to go so much further. One of my favorite lines during this whole experiment is how much further could I have been if I asked the right people the right questions and actually executed. Like throughout this whole, like even the whole entrepreneurship journey, it's like, oh, I'll figure it out. I'll figure it out. Like I don't know what I'm doing, but I'll figure it out. Yo, what if I just ask? What if I got mentored by someone early on set, and how much further would I be?
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, I mean, 100%. I think, like, asking for help can put you in a vulnerable spot. So, like, it's not something that we want to, like, necessarily lean into. But I think something that I learned really early on was that asking questions is never a bad thing. Like, and if you're embarrassed about the question you're asking, like, not as big of a deal as, like, asking for help. Like, I would always ask people questions about everything to understand everything. And that's, like, a way of asking for help without asking for help. You know, just being curious about it and then slowly figuring things out. Like, if I don't understand something, I'll always ask the people with me, even if they don't have an expertise on the topic or anything. It's just to get the conversation flowing on it. Like, I like to try and figure things out if I can't comprehend them. So I think a nice way to introduce yourself to, like, asking for help is just asking questions, because it's the same thing without framing it in a way where you are more vulnerable. It's just like, hey, what is that about?
Yeah, no, honestly, that's some peak advice, if I'm being real. And I guess it is just at the beginning, I guess it was just like fear of embarrassment or judgment. But even now, it sucks because, you know what, the one of the biggest reasons why it's so scary to be so vulnerable is all of my friends see the way I show up and how I appear with this mask on. Everyone describes me as this like happy-go-lucky golden retriever type. He's super successful. He's doing things. He's working out and whatever. He has his life put together. And then the thing that sucks is like behind the scenes, it's like, man, could that not be more wrong? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I feel like that's one of the main reasons why it's so hard. But I like the way you shaped it. It's like, especially depending on who I'm approaching. Like,
what's great is this month made me realize that I can. I gave myself permission to ask for help. That's basically where I left off, which is great. And now I'm at that point where like I'm good. Like this sucks because I wish I had asked for help at the beginning of the year or even late last year because I was so lost. But now I'm like,
Better than doing it at the end of this year.
yeah, that's for real. That's for real. But yeah, dude, thank you. Seriously.
100%, bro. Yeah, 100%. I mean, like the most important thing is asking the questions for stuff like this. The second most important thing is actually listening to the answer that people give you, right? I feel like far too often people are just creating their response to what the other person's saying, not even listening. People are too scared to have gaps in conversation and awkward moments, and that just prevents you completely from learning from the conversation.
So, Dante, I was at a mastermind a couple weeks ago, and I was able to be a little bit more vulnerable with this guy named Evan Carmichael. And one fault of mine is that I don't reach out for help, especially in times of need. And it takes me a lot longer to get through situations that I could have resolved if I allowed people like you, people that I know care about me and that I care about, to sit in the mud with me. And it's funny, you sent me a video a little while ago with Simon Sinek. Do you know the video I'm talking about where he's like, you should allow me to sit, I should allow you to sit in the mud with me. And I haven't. Like, when was the last time I reached out to you for any help?
Never.
Never. And it's mainly because I don't allow myself to be vulnerable. So I'm making a video where I reach out to 7 of my friends that I love and I care about and say, I'm sorry.
It's all good. We all go through our shit. And sometimes it's easier to go through it yourself, and sometimes it's not. But at least you're acknowledging it. Like, that's all we can hope for each other, is to be there for each other. That's the point of friendship, right?
Yeah.
There's nothing to apologize for.
I appreciate you. And this is, moving forward, my promise to you and everyone out there is we choose to be lonely. Like, it's in entrepreneurship, I chose to do things alone, and now I'm at a stage in my life where I'm more open and willing to be vulnerable to allow myself to actually ask friends to be there for me. So thank you for being a part of today. Thank you for being a part of my life.
Okay. Thank you for being part of mine.
I'm about to hop on a call with Brian Fitch. How do I describe Brian? I don't even know where to begin. With so much to say, where do I start? Brian is such an amazing man. He is an amazing business owner, an amazing entrepreneur, an amazing marketer, but more importantly, he's a loving husband and an amazing father. And I don't know why I'm so nervous. Maybe it's because I haven't talked to him in 3-4 months. He has been a huge reason as to why my business was as successful as it was. I'm hoping the sun doesn't peek through to the lens. That'd be unfortunate. But yeah, I'm nervous. Brian has taken me and the team all over the world. And it's so hard to show that kind of appreciation, that kind of gratitude, to a point where like showing up and being the best that I could wasn't enough. It's just so crazy to think. We had so much fun. 2023 and 2024 was truly our prime of being in partnership and in being in business together. And it kind of all just slowed down, died down. And in light of this video, when I truly think about it, I definitely lacked, I guess, the vulnerableness to ask the questions or ask for help that I truly needed, which was guidance. A lot of my early entrepreneurship, it was just trying to figure it out. It's almost like I know what I'm doing, always trying to figure out how to be better. When I had someone right in front of me,
that I could have said, hey, Brian, what do I do? How can I be better? How do I know I'm on the right path? I think about it now, and this whole video sort of stems from the how much further could I have been if I asked for help. Don't get twisted. I love my life right now. I love the life that I live. I love where I'm at, but what if I dreamed bigger? What if I had better direction? What if I had more direction? What if I had the answers? That's not even true. It's not even if I had the answers. What if I went seeking for the answers and found people that have already been through what I've been through to get to where I want to get to faster? Brian, good morning.
Good morning, sir. How are you, man?
Good. It's good hearing your voice. Actually, I hear your voice all the time on social, but this is different.
Yeah, man. How you doing?
Doing good, man. You know, just navigating through fatherhood now, just as much as you are.
Yeah, buddy. Buddy.
Yeah, dude. Thanks for taking the time. I was actually really nervous jumping on this call.
Wow.
Oh,
What is that?
and just letting you know, I'm recording this. I'm recording this because
Okay.
there's something I wanted to say. So I'm close with Evan Carmichael, and I was just at his mastermind. And during the mastermind, I went through some sort of epiphany, I guess. And I came to the realization that one thing I lack is reaching out and asking for help. It's something I've always struggled with. It's always something that I don't do enough of. And
Yeah.
the real consequence is how much further I could have been if I just asked for help, but also I deprive the people that care about me to sit in the mud when I'm going through things, and I know that people in my life can help because people like you have the answers. And I was reflecting over the past few years and how much of an impact and how much you've done for me in my life, and I genuinely can't I can't show enough appreciation or give you enough gratitude for what you've done for me in my life. Like, you've been instrumental to the person that I've become, and I'm making a video where I just apologize to 7 people in my life that mean a lot to me. And I wanted to say I'm sorry for not asking for help when I needed it.
Okay.
And
What
and it's one of those where I want to make the promise that if I do need help, I know that you are someone that I can come to for guidance and advice and mentorship. Because over the past few years, that's what I should have been. I should have been asking more questions, better questions, and I it sucks because even over the past couple months, I've been wanting to text you, wanted to call you. I don't know it just got me so nervous to ask and reach out for help from someone like you, and I can't explain why.
Okay. Well, what do you feel like you need your help with?
At one point, I actually felt lost with this whole video production side, with this whole like, it's something I've been able to like get out of, thankfully now, like the rut that I was in. But I felt misguided. I felt like I was chasing something that I didn't truly want to build.
Yeah.
And I know someone like you that exited, you had left the marketing company you're with and started your own thing. One of the main things I want to know is like, actually, it's one of those where it's just like, how did you know that this is the right direction? Like the Carbon Thread Agency, or even like this Wrath Studios. Like,
When you start making those lateral movements, how did you know that it was going to work out?
You don't know it worked, whether or not it's going to work out. Like, it's impossible to know. I think when you are trying to figure a lot of things out, man, I mean, the only thing you can do is really see if it'll work out and start making moves towards that. But I mean, you won't have the answers. Like, to this day, there are a lot of things I'm uncertain of within the business, within life. I mean, that's just kind of part of it. I think the thing that always helps me is understanding and saying that it's okay that I don't have the answers. But as long as I just keep trying to figure certain things out and being willing to, either get over myself, willing to try different things, regardless of what's in front of you. I mean, I think that's the thing that's always helped me along the way. Because I mean, when I was your age, I was working in corporate, right? I never thought I would have been in the marketing space. It wasn't even on my radar. But, various things happen in life, good, some, I won't say bad, things that you end up learning from. And your wants and your passions and the things that you're into change, man. And I think that's kind of part of it. I think that's the beauty of it. Just like, it's okay to change. It's okay to not have the answers. It's okay to feel like, maybe this isn't for me. And to work through the emotions and the exercise or working through just like all the considerations that come along with like thinking for a long period of time you're supposed to be doing one thing, and then you get to a point where it's just like, maybe I need to shift, maybe I need to pivot. I think that's natural. It's natural. So I want you to, one thing I can say about you, man, and I appreciate everything that you have shared with me, just as much as you feel like I've been impactful on you, you've been equally impactful on me. I wish I would have had the clarity and the gumption to do what you're doing at your age. Like, it's not, I think I need you to, you're not supposed to have it figured out, man. Like, when you get my age, you're still not going to have it figured out. Because stuff changes. Your priorities shift. Your wants out of life are going to change. So I don't want you to feel like you got to have a lot of this shit figured out, because you won't. You won't. And I know the pressure is real because now you got a kid. But you're still going to have moments and you're still going to have times in life where you're not going to have the answers, bro. You just won't. And that's okay. That's kind of part of it. But you are someone who is willing to put in the work to figure out what the next best step needs to be for you. And that's all that you can ask yourself, man. That's all you can do. And, don't, whatever you're doing, and I'm not saying that you're doing this right now because I don't think that, but, don't sell yourself short. Don't feel like, if you don't have the answers that you are falling short, man, because you're not. This is part of the process, bro.
I appreciate that. I genuinely appreciate that. Man, one of the, I don't know, did I call you when I told you I had to let the whole team go?
Yeah, we talked about it.
We talked about that. That was definitely one of the hardest situations. And it's one of those where it's like, after that, that's where I felt sort of defeated. Like the months leading up to that conversation, because I actually didn't even know how to recover. Recover in the sense of feeling like a failure. You know what I mean? But I'm thankful that like you just get through the motion. It's one of those where I didn't need to sit in the mud for as long as I did, which is so crazy to think. But Man, I appreciate. I genuinely appreciate that, and I recognize that people need to be reminded more than they need to be taught. And this was a great
Yeah, look,
reminder.
man. Yeah, look, check this out, man. I always think about it like this. Yeah, it sucks. Like, it sucks. It's just what it is. I mean, if it didn't, a lot more people would be doing what you're trying to do. But, they're can't, right? And it doesn't make anyone less than men or whatever. It's just the reality of it. It's just like some people have the ability, the stomach, the stuff about this that will just suck. I could tell you stories on top of stories of just moments where I'm just like, man, this shit sucks. And so, you know, when you face a situation like you were in, it's kind of part of the game. But at the same time, too, like, pat yourself on the back for look at it this way. Yeah, you may have had to pivot and things aren't what they used to be, but within that time in which you had people on your team, man, you provided for a lot of people. And that's one thing that that I have a tremendous amount of respect for, because I know that's not easy. And when you know that you have people on your team that rely on you, you have their families that rely on you, and you're able to sustain that and keep that going for an extended period of time, man. Like, man, that's not easy. And I don't think people really give themselves enough credit for that, because I think a lot of times people can really take it for granted. But the fact that you're able to have an idea, bring it to life, purely hustle and building it up and grinding and working hard and showing up, and always showing up the right way too. And you're able to create something that allows you to provide for other people so that they can then provide for the people that rely on them, man. I mean, that's special, bro. It is. It is, man. And you, like, it sucks that you had to go in a different direction, man, but man, every business goes through that. And you can't name a business that hasn't gone through that.
That's right.
The big ones. You can look at the news every day. Apple laying off people. These other companies laying off people. If it doesn't make sense, business-wise, man, it just doesn't make sense.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? So, always remind yourself that, man, you've done a lot of good for a lot of people, and probably for more people than you even realize.
Yeah.
So yeah, don't that by no shape of the imagination is that a failure. It's just not. How could it be? How could it be?
No, you're right. You're right.
You know, and people gotta, again, it sucks, man, but people still gotta figure out a way to stand on their own too.
That's right.
And so not only were you able to provide, but I think even what's more important is that you showed them how to do things. So now they can put themselves in a position to go out and make certain things happen for themselves. They may not have been exposed to that had they not come across justice. And so your impact, even though you may not look at it as, well, I had to let people go or I had to, shift stuff within the company, but your impact is still there.
Yeah.
Just because they might be working with you today and you paying them directly, it doesn't take away from the impact that you've been able to have on them. So always keep that in mind, bro.
I really appreciate that, Brian. And it's crazy because this whole new, I mean, you're seeing it on socials. Like, I'm really leaning into this whole letting people, like, having people tell their stories and be vulnerable. But it's tough doing it yourself, eh? Like, I'm a walking Solomon's paradox. I've been saying that the past few weeks now. Where whenever I do these interviews and like interview style content and podcasts, I'm basically the producer, and I get people to really lean into who they are. And it's just so hard for us to do it ourselves. Evan says, Evan hits me with the greatest quote. It's givers have the hardest time asking for help, and even in entrepreneurship, like I chose to walk the lonely path, but it doesn't need to be lonely. You know what I mean? Like even with you know what? Now that I'm even reflecting even more, like one thing that I wish I really got from you, and like I mean like a trait is how you've been able to bring so many great people together. Like I remember the prime of like our days of getting V, Kelsey, well India was there, so BIA basically, and then us as a team. Like you had everyone that was great at the things that they did, and we all executed as a team. And I need a. This conversation is great because it gets me back into remembering that I can lean onto the expertise of others. Whereas like before it was hard. Like I'm at that point now where I'm getting a lot more comfortable with I say comfortable. I don't know why it was so hard to call you this morning. Like my stomach was turning. I was like, "Oh, I haven't talked to him in 3-4 months. What if he hates me? What if I annoy him?"
Like, why would I hate you?
Bro,
That makes sense.
because it's been months since I've called, since I've even reached out. I mean, listen, I I like all your stuff and repost all your stuff on IG, but it's like I have you in my fingertips and I'm being a bad friend. Like I'm not reaching out and it's not fair.
Yes, Justin, let me stop you, man. You're not being a bad friend. You're really not. You are working through life. You are the man in your household. You are a partner, a father, a son, a business owner. You help clients. You got a lot of shit on your plate, man. Like you don't ever have to apologize for not reaching out for a few months. I see what you're doing, man. Like you working. And so yeah, I get it. I'm here if you need anything, but you don't ever have to feel like you're letting me down, man. You're never letting me down. Like it's always gonna be love. Even if we don't talk for 6 months, bro. Like I know that if I need something from you, or if I need to talk about something, hell, it's funny that you texted me the other day, and I was literally about to reach out to you about a question about cameras, and you just don't happen to hit me. I was like, oh, he must have been reading my mind. But you know what I'm saying? I'm always here, bro. I'm always here. Like you're not letting me down. You're not disappointing me. You're not being a bad friend. You are in the thick of life, and I understand 1,000% exactly where you are. So that's why, I'll give you a ton of grace, but you don't need grace from me. Give yourself grace, man. That'll help, alleviate those pressures because you got enough of them already. You don't need unnecessary ones. So it's always gonna be. We're always gonna be solid, man. You don't ever have to apologize for handling your business. That's what you're doing.
Thanks, bro. I needed to hear that. Thank you. Seriously, thank you.
Yeah, man.
Well, that was my main reason for calling, and my promise to you, Brian, is like if I do need help, I won't even hesitate to ask.
Yeah, I mean, dog, don't put so much pressure on yourself, man. You don't have to make these declarations and these promises, bro. It's just I'm here. You know what I'm saying? Like you start stacking those words on top of each other, man. They start putting these expectations on yourself that can be damaging. Like you got enough that you're working through. Like just manage what you got in front of you, man. Like we here, I'm here. I know you there. You don't have to apologize for anything. You don't have to make any promises, man. You really don't. You really don't, bro. Like when I tell you that you're so far ahead of so many people, and I'm not even just talking about people your age. I'm just talking about just in life. Like what you're doing. The reason why it's a lonely path is because you've been called called to do something that only you can do, and only you can like carry that burden, and that in itself is heavy. So there are going to be times where you are lonely, when you feel like you're lonely. I have plenty of moments where I feel like I'm alone. I was talking to someone about that not too long ago, and it's not that you you have people around, but you're when you're working through stuff and you're very specific, like situation where again you running a business, you got family that relies on you, you got a kid that relies on you, you got all these different things, and you got other things that you're trying to work through, and you're still trying to identify exactly who you are within that process, because it can easily get lost into Justin the business owner, Justin the son, Justin the partner, Justin the father, all these different things, right? And so sometimes you need a moment to be able to like allow a lot of that stuff to process, and then just level set with, okay, well, what am I actually doing? Who am I doing it for? Do I even like this? And sometimes you can go extended periods of time without having those conversations with yourself to kind of work through that. And so with all that going on, who in the world could you even talk to that will really understand the depths of what you're actually facing? You can talk to me, you can talk to Evan, you can talk to whoever in your circle, right? But you feel it every day and you work through those emotions every day. And so yeah, man, there are gonna be times where you're gonna feel very, very much so alone, because no one really understands exactly what Justin is going through, and that's okay. That's kind of part of it. But know that you don't have to be alone, and you don't have to make promises or put additional pressures on top of yourself that you don't need, man. So again, man, give yourself a lot of grace. You're not if outside looking in, you're very much so ahead of 99.9 people out here walking around. And for you to be able to do what you've done in a relatively short period of time, man, I mean, it's impressive, dude. It's impressive. Like, you got a lot left that you will get involved with and that you will be able to do. So yeah, man, give yourself grace, man. You don't want to. I know it's tough. Trust me, I know it's tough. But no need to put no need to put additional pressure on yourself.
Thank you.
Because you got enough. You definitely got enough.
Hey, man.
What's up? How's it going?
It's going good. So, long story short, not even long story short, we have time. When I did Evan's Mastermind, I told you about it, we did the 3-hour podcast. And at the end of the second half, I got really vulnerable, and I told him that, especially with Evan. Evan's one of the only people I can get really comfortable and vulnerable with, and you are too. So the idea around this video was allowing myself to do the uncomfortable thing and be vulnerable. I'm not someone that asks for help often. And my goal was to actually find 7 people and apologize to them for not allowing them to sit in the mud with me when I needed them. And over the past 3-4 years of entrepreneurship, because entrepreneurship is lonely, or so I thought. It was lonely because I chose for it to be lonely. But yours is a little bit different, because when I talked about the High Rocks situation and how I felt so lonely. And it was only because I didn't allow myself to ask my friends to show up for me the way I showed up for them. And the way I thought about it was, if I had just asked them, there's no way in hell they would say no. And I know that they would be more than happy to be there for me. And I don't know why I was so scared. But the reason why your name popped up in my head was because we've only known each other for such a short amount of time, but I want to truly express my gratitude and my appreciation and say thank you so much for being someone I can genuinely look up to, call when I'm in a mood, someone that I genuinely look to for mentorship. And it's funny, we had that conversation yesterday, and I was like, man, one of the only people I ever look to for advice or wanting to talk to or get their opinion on something is you, over and over and over again. And you are truly one of the only people in my lives that I know over the couple of recent years is like, you are my guy. Like, you are my person. And like, I genuinely, like, your friendship means so much to me. And I want to express that I know how much we talk about you being okay with me leaning on you, and it truly means a lot. And I wanted to ask, is it okay if I continue leaning onto you when I need it?
Always. Short and sweet. But you know that I would be always there for you. You needed anything, especially from the emotional support side of things. I'm always happy to chat things out with you.
And it's funny, being a recent dad.
Yeah.
And you having 2 kids of your own, I wanted to ask, what would be your best advice to me? Being like, Zane's only 3 months old right now, and I'm here with your kids, bro. I love his kids. They also love me, but
Makes it easy. Makes it easy. Yeah.
But I can't help but look at how like energetic and charismatic and how amazing your kids are, and I hope that I can try my best to be a role model, a father figure, or just a man that I'm supposed to. And I would love to know what your advice would be for me.
I mean, great question. I feel like it's your stereotypical answers, right? At the end of the day, being a parent is just about being there for your kids, showing up. It's not about let's take them on crazy trips or buy them expensive things or anything like that. I can tell you, well, so for anyone who doesn't know, we know each other from going to the gym. And I can tell you every single time that I go to the gym, as much as my kids are like, oh, are you going to go see Justin and everyone else at the gym? There's a bit of sadness that ultimately comes across them. Even if I spent the whole day with them, it's like, oh, when are you going to come back? Why aren't you like staying with us? And so more than anything, as a parent, if you can just be there and show up for them with whatever they do, be that happy face that they can kind of come to with anything that they need. That's all I would say. More than anything is if you can kind of pull yourself together, even when you're tired and maybe a little bit frustrated, to still be there for them. That's all that they ever want.
I want to pick your brain.
Yeah.
Why do you think it's so hard it's funny because it's June, men's mental health, men's mental health month.
Yeah.
Why do you think it's so hard for men specifically to reach out for help?
I think stereotypically, as guys and men, we tell ourselves that we're not supposed to show that kind of emotion because that's a softer emotion. That's the more feminine side, if you want to call it like that. And so I think because there hasn't been as many opportunities as you grow up to share your thoughts and feelings and all those things, it feels like an awkward position to put yourself and others in. I know for myself, I feel like if I am going to come down to that level where I am going to be raw and emotional, I probably stereotypically do it a lot more with females than rather than my boys type of deal. But yeah, I think it's that it requires you to be vulnerable. And as a man, you are always supposed to be this strong figure, this protective figure, this I can handle all the burden. Don't worry about me. I'll take care of everyone else. And then we kind of suffer in silence, right? A big thing, not everyone does this, but I think this is very stereotypical of a lot of men. You're told to just kind of pack it down, bury it, bottle it up, and those emotions will be something that you can kind of come numb to, and then hopefully they never boil to the surface, but you never know. But yeah, I think it's hard to be vulnerable like that, where you're open and transparent with someone and saying, hey, I need help.
What would your advice be for anyone out there looking? I mean, what's your opinion on that, like, statistic?
I mean, almost the exact thing that you said at the start of this conversation, where as much as it feels hard to do something like that, I can't say that I've ever been in a situation where I've been vulnerable in that way and it turned out badly. Right? It's hard. It's an uncomfortable thing, but especially if you know who you're going to, right? Maybe there's a bit of that where you have to kind of have the friends or family in your life that you feel that you can be comfortable with, and they're not going to judge it, or they actually have something to offer, even if it is just an ear to listen to. But yeah, I think that would be the kind of main part of it, is that you just have to jump in and do it, because you will grow yourself from being able to put yourself in those situations. It will become that much easier the more that you do it. And then you don't have that bottling up where eventually something's going to cause it to just burst out, and then something that is completely unrelated is now setting you off in a way that, hey, you could have just dealt with those emotions, but yet you were almost, you know what? In a way, bottling those emotions is a sign of weakness. So you almost have to turn that on itself and say, no, the weakness is not me being vulnerable. The weakness is me not letting anyone out into my life and into my heart and into my mind.
I had talked to both Becca and PJ before this.
Okay.
And the main reason, one of the things we talked about was how I'm perceived. The way I show up online, the way I show up in person. From your perspective, outside of like, oh, the golden retriever, because it's funny, we talked about that earlier. Like, I know I have that golden retriever persona, but for anyone that doesn't know this other side of me, the vulnerable side, the ones that actually shows, like, I think I put, my walls are down when it comes to talking with you. My mask is off. Like, I feel like I'm my genuine, real self. I'm curious. I don't even know how to phrase this. From Braden's perspective, who is Justin Pasqua? Give it to me, Braden.
You know, the only thing, the like one word that always comes to my mind when it comes to you is genuine. Because as much as I know that it's hard, you put a persona out there on social media where it is that kind of golden retriever, that happy-go-lucky, that positivity. But it might have something to do with the fact that what you said earlier is, with me and our relationship, there is a lot more vulnerability. So I guess I see both sides of you. But I know, for instance, when you came in and you're hanging out with the kids and that level of energy that you have with them, like that's not a performance. That really is you. And so that's why I would say genuine does come to mind, for me at least, where there is a sense of authenticity with you that I think is special, because for the average person that maybe is similar to you, they're putting on way more of a front, and it is a little bit more for show. But that sense of I'm going to wake up every single day, and it might not always be the best day, but I'm going to always try my best. Or at least you go into it with that mindset. We can always do better, but you do inspire in a lot of ways for what it means to be a genuinely good person. That's, yeah, without having a long 4-hour essay about it, that's where my mind goes. Like I really do think, not to inflate your head and your ego or anything like that, but yeah, I think that there's something honestly genuine and special about the way that you approach things, because even in your ability to, you find something new and you're like, oh yeah, I can do that. I'm going to put my mind to it. I'm going to be give it my 110%. And it's not just because, oh, you're hanging out with the guys and you got to like show off or whatever the reason. It is genuine that you're like, no, like, why not? Why not me? Right? Yeah.
I appreciate that. I do. And I want to give you a little bit of... I need to give you your flowers because it's one of those where... You know how the saying, you are the sum of the 5 most people that you spend the most time... Whatever the quote is. Yeah. Nina has said this time and time again. I have been able to be more thought-provoking. How do you say? I critically think more. I don't know. Sure, yeah. I'm not doing a great job right now, but I think more critically. That's it. Yeah. I think more critically. I go into a lot of situations with a little bit more, instead of just jumping right into it. Fair. And I learned that from you. Other things I learned from you is what it means to question everything. In like the best way possible. You've helped me with, funny enough, you helped me with my faith journey. Yeah. Yeah, you question me a lot. We question each other. He questions me a lot. There's sometimes we're on the phone for like 3 hours and we don't even finish the conversation. We're like, oh my God, well, we need to finish this conversation. We have to go to bed. But you have been able to help me tremendously. And again, like for anyone out there listening to this who find it hard to lean on to friends or ask for help, ask for advice, especially in times of weakness, it is so important to find your Braden. Because I don't know, it's weird. I really don't know where I'd be without you. I wouldn't be the man that I am today if it wasn't for you. Like that is true. I wouldn't be the man that I am today without you.
I appreciate that. So first off, I am not, it's funny that we're having this conversation because I am not the best person for asking for help, taking compliments, any of those types of things. So, I mean, I really do appreciate that. I can honestly say that our friendship is very much so mutual. There's so much that I get out of our relationship. And I can honestly say that as much as I think I've done those things for you, that's, you bring it out in me. Like, it's not something that I'm trying to do. It comes natural. And I think that is a big testament to what you bring to the table in our relationship. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. That means a lot. I definitely am feeling a sense of imposter syndrome as you give me my flowers like that, because I'm like, I don't deserve any of those things, those compliments. But I mean, yeah, I appreciate you just as much, and you know that. Yeah, what are you doing to me? Getting me on camera like this, eh?
Oh well, I just want to honestly thank you, Braden, for everything.
Anytime, brother. Always.
You know, after speaking with all 7 of them, I realized something. None of them were upset with me that I had apologized. None of them thought I was as weak as I thought I was, and none of them thought any less of me. And if I'm being real, for years I thought asking for help would make me a burden. Being a man, I was taught to be a provider, be a doer, be the one that's always standing up and being strong. But what I learned is asking for help is actually a gift because it allows people to contribute, to support, to care about you, to be a part of your story. I think a lot of people want community. I think a lot of people want friendship and they want relationships. But villages aren't created by one person carrying everything on his shoulders. If you want a village, you have to be a villager. Show up for people, support people, care for people. But when the time comes, allow people to be there for you. It's still hard for me to ask for help, but maybe this is me taking the first step. And if you're watching this, maybe it's yours too.